Hey, today's video is for teachers, but of course there's always a bit of golden nuggets for everybody in here. So if you're not a swim teacher or looking to become a swim teacher, you can stay tuned in, because what I'm going to talk to the teachers about today is why front crawl doesn't matter. When I was training to be a swim teacher, there was like a little bit of information about doing some games and getting kids comfortable, but really the actual true focus is getting them towards front crawl. And I just want you to really consider how front crawl isn't important. Front crawl is a bonus activity that comes out of water safety, water acuity, and water confidence. These are the things that we need to be teaching first. We need to be getting people all the way to their 10-minute swim. We'll link that down in the note, what the 10-minute swim is about and how it's not about front crawl. Front crawl, competitive breaststroke, the formal strokes, these give people an opportunity to craft and play with different ways of moving their body in the water, but it should never be a means to safety. If I fell off of the ferry, we have ferries where I live, and they go across the Puget Sound. If I were ever to fall off of that ferry, unless I am very close to shore, I am not going to be swimming to shore. I am going to stay calm and hang out and use all of my safety swimming skills that I have had to hang out and wait for them to put the dinghy in the water and come get me. I am not going to, as I tell our students here local, I am not going to swim to Bainbridge. It's just not going to happen. And I'm a really good swimmer. I'm a really good front crawler. I've been a competitive swimmer. Like, I know what I'm doing. But it is not what you do in water emergency situation. And we need to prepare our students for this first. When I was at a conference a while ago, there was a guy giving a speech who was an excellent swimmer and surfer. And he got discombobulated off of his board and he freaked out. And he realized all of his front crawl stuff did not matter. It did not matter. What mattered was for him to come into calm and to understand the basics of how the body and the water and the emotional system work together. Once he got that, then he had a sense of his safety. Then he had a sense of being able to figure out what to do next. Front crawl had nothing to do with it. Now, I love front crawl. I'm not trying to diss it. You know, I go and I study it and I work on it and I perfect it for myself and for my students, because I certainly do teach it to them. But I only teach it to them after they can do that 10-minute swim, after they are safe in deep water, after they say they are safe in deep water, not after I say they're safe in deep water. My first students taught me this. Not my first students, I've been teaching for a long time, but the first students where I really started to pay attention, when they would swim across a pool, and then I would ask them before evaluating their stroke. I mean, I was looking at their stroke and I have, okay, here's my little checklist of things that I can tweak and tell them about their hands or their head position or a little bit of where their hips were or how they were turning. I'm thinking of all these technique things. But when I stopped and I asked them, how was it for you? What was your experience in swimming across the pool? And they'd say things like, I have no idea. I thought, okay, hang on. My list of tips and tricks and techniques is not going to help this person. They are not even present. They are somewhere else. Something else is going on. And the something else, as I made more and more inquiries into it, the something else that was going on is they weren't calm or have a belief in themselves or have a real basic trusting understanding of themselves and the water. I got them in there and saw, okay, yep, they float. Yep, they put their face in the water. Yep, we can move on to front crawl. And they did the things that I asked them to do, because you know, I'd been teaching swimming for a long time. I was the expert. They weren't the expert. They trusted me. They didn't trust themselves. It's not until we started to bridge this gap of, wait a second. But they need to trust themselves, not me. It's nice that they trust me and they trust me to save them, and that I could do and can do. But I need them to trust themselves and trust the water and know how their particular body and the water work before we're even talking about front crawl. Front crawl doesn't matter if we don't have the foundation of calm confidence, understanding our body and understanding the water first. Make sure our students can do this first for an extended period of time, and they, within themselves, feel this calm confidence, not by us evaluating externally, but for them to be able to report it to us. Then we know we can move on and bring in other areas and other information. If you want to know more about teaching, drop on in the show notes. We'd love to have a conversation with you. Bye.